Hey there, planner peeps. Welcome back to my channel. Lindsay here. If you're new here, thank you for joining me. In this video, I am going to be working on my vertical layout using the Chic Christmas from Live Love Posh. I am going to be using these red and green like Christmas elements along with these little houses that they have. They're so cute and I'm really looking forward to using them. So let's get started. I'm going to start by using these little shop stickers. Well, I shouldn't say little, this is a big sticker, so I'm just going to put it across the center of the page, and I'm going to do this, carry this all the way across. It doesn't really bother me to, take up all this middle section with stickers because I know that I have the whole top and the bottom to write in my to-dos and appointments and stuff like that. So I am going to use these big shops that are super cute, and I really wish that I had a town that looked like this. It reminds me of a Hallmark movie. So I'm going to put these right down the center. For some reason, when I use the vertical spread, it just tends to overwhelm me a little bit more by all of the empty space, which is why I think I've been tending to use the dashboard layout a little bit more, but since my printer is down, I've been resorting to using my vertical. But again, that's why it doesn't really bother me to cover up this whole middle section because it just leaves a little less white space for me to fill in. If you have any trouble filling it in, kind of like I do have a freebie that I've linked below. It is a list of 65 things that you can write in your planner, especially for times when you maybe aren't as busy or don't have as much to do. They're just different prompts of things that you can keep track of in your planner to help fill up space. So I do like to resort to that sometimes if I'm feeling stuck, and I like a full planner. I like to feel it filled out. So sometimes I'll go back to that list and start, tracking some things like things my kid says or what the weather is like. Speaking of which, if you are in the Midwest, is anybody else experiencing a lot of snow already for December? I feel like we've had so much snow, especially in compared to years past, that I'm already sick of it, and it's not even the end of the year yet. Anyways, off on a little tangent, but that link is in the description box below if you want the freebie list of, things to write in your planner. So I just added this tree and this cute little truck, and then I'm going to add in some boxes from Mojo Jojo plans. I do really need to up my colored boxes stash because I'm really running low, so I've been having trouble finding coordinating boxes to the different Christmas spreads that I'm doing, but I did find the green ones, and then I'm going to use gold. So I feel like that's good enough. I really didn't have any red boxes that matched. My colorful boxes from the Happy Planner are pretty much picked over, and none of the reds really matched these ones. So I'm just going to stick with the green, and I feel like more of the elements that I'm using are in red, so I feel like the green will help balance it out a little bit. And then I'm going to use these florals and some snowflakes going across the top of the page. I love Live Love Posh's florals. They're just so pretty, and I love them especially on a clear sticker because they just blend in so well to the page. And then they've got these red and gold snowflakes that I'm going to add to the top too. So speaking of funny things that my kid says and terrible snowy weather, I was putting him in the car the other day, and the back of our passenger seat is just filthy from his boots, from all the snow and the salt, and it's just super dirty. So when I was putting him in the car, I said, oh my gosh, the seat is so dirty. Who did this? And he said, Santa. I was like, I don't think that is the best way to get on the nice list by blaming Santa for the things you do. He's getting to such a funny age where just the things he says just crack me up. So I did, I have been writing some more of that stuff down in my planner because they're things that I want to remember, and I have such a terrible memory that I know in another week or so I will have forgotten all about what he said. So anyways, I'm just adding these snowflakes to the top, and then I'm just cutting them using my X-Acto knife and just the edge of this checkbox stencil from the Happy Planner. Any straight edge will do. So those are just going to go all the way across the top, and then I've got another floral to go in this corner over here. I'm actually not sure how I feel about mixing the florals with the snowflakes, but I think it'll be fine. As much as I am loving doing all these Christmas spreads, I'm also like starting to get really antsy for the new year and like doing a new planner, New Year's spreads. I just feel like 2026 is going to be a year of a lot of big changes. I mean, obviously, we're having a baby, so that's the biggest change, but I just feel like a lot of other things are going to be changing along with it. So I'm looking forward to just really setting some new goals, moving forward in the year, knowing that, as much as I love, I'm not going to say I love being pregnant. I like being pregnant. I like the fact that I was able to get pregnant, that I was able to carry a baby. I'm eternally grateful for that. We went through a lot to get here, so the fact that I've been able to do this twice, I am so, so grateful. But the actual being pregnant, even though I've had very healthy pregnancies, it's just the not being able to do the things that I want to do, not being able to physically, it's getting harder to pick up my son. I'm so, so tired and I just need more coffee. And so just not being able to drink all the coffee I want has been hard. So I'm just looking forward to only a couple months into the new year. We will have a new baby and I feel like I could start getting some of my health back because I feel like through IVF and pregnancy, it's just really fallen to the wayside. I went through a lot of depression while we were doing IVF, so I really started to slack off on, going to the gym and eating as healthy. And then once we had, our son, it's just obviously hard, postpartum, you've got a newborn, you're trying to, do all of the things. But I also knew that we wanted to have another baby, so as much as like there was a part of me that wanted to start getting fit and healthy, it's not probably the best outlook, but I just kept thinking, well, I'm going to have to do this all over again. So it just felt a lot less, I was a lot less motivated because I was just knowing that, yeah, I might be able to start getting more in shape, which is what I should have done. But I just kept thinking, okay, but I'm going to have to do this again. And I am not one of those people that was just motivated enough to go to the gym and work out during pregnancy. Just, I'm tired, I don't have the energy, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just looking forward to knowing that this is more than likely the last baby we're having. I'm 42 now. I don't really want to do it again. I'm grateful to have the two kids that I have, and that will be it. I'm ready to get some of my life back because I spent all of my 30s trying to get pregnant, and I don't really want to spend all of my 40s being pregnant. So I think I just feel like I have that light at the end of the tunnel of this is the last time I'm doing this, and then I can start focusing, not focusing on me because obviously I'm gonna have two kids, so obviously they're one of the main priorities, but like knowing that I can start slowly working on getting back in shape and eating better and knowing that it's not just gonna get undone in, another year or so if I were to have another baby. So, anyways, that was a very long tangent, but I'm just putting in these boxes to, keep track of obviously all my appointments. I've had a lot of doctor's appointments with being pregnant, so a lot of boxes going in here. And I just had my glucose test for, checking for gestational diabetes. And I really thought I had it all figured out from last time because I failed my 1 hour glucose test last pregnancy. And I thought for sure it was because I didn't think about it and I had a bowl of cereal for dinner the night before. Well, this time I had salmon and broccoli, a little bit of rice the night before my glucose test, and I still failed. So now I have to go in for the 3 hour test again, and I'm just praying that, like last time, it ended up being fine. But so now it's just an extra appointment that I've got to add into my schedule. So that sucks. But, anyways. So for some, this might seem like an excessive amount of boxes, but I'm okay with putting extra boxes in there because one, I like the way it looks, and two, I know this is a super busy week for me between, we've got my nephew's birthday party, I've got a family Christmas party, doctor's appointments, I have a hair appointment, so I know these boxes will get used. And any extra ones I have, I'll just fill in with any extra to-dos that I can add in there. So here is a little clear sticker hack. that I found that once I take off one sticker, because sometimes they can be really hard to mess with, I like to peel off the entire outer layer, so that way when I'm trying to get off the individual stickers, I'm not fighting with every single one of them like I am here, because sometimes they can be kind of a pain to get off the paper. So I just like to clear off the whole outer layer and then just pull off the individual stickers that way. So just a little tip. So I am trying to find something to go in this little gap right here because I feel like it needs something else, but I can't decide whether I want to use the Santa or the little snowman. So I'm just using my wax paper so that way I can get a feel for how each one looks. I'm thinking that the Santa is just too big. I don't know if I'm the only one that gets all hung up on like the scale of things, and it's just, I think the snowman is the way to go because it's gonna bug me that Santa looks like he's bigger than some of the buildings. So I think we're gonna stick with the Santa, even though it's so silly because it's literally just my planner and Santa is cute, but I just, looking at it would continue to bug me that he's bigger than some of the buildings. So I picked the snowman. And then the other nice thing about peeling off the outer layer is then you can just stick, the clear stickers that you don't use back on there, and you don't have to try to fit them in wherever they were before. So I am just going to put this little quote sticker here. So I just whited out my notes section, which I feel like I do on every vertical spread. I never write anything in the notes, so I pretty much white out the little thing that says notes on it every time. And then I will just add in another quote on this side. And I'm not whiting out the line underneath. There is no rhyme or reason to when I white lines out and when I don't. For whatever reason, even though this is a clear sticker, it's just not bothering me here for some reason, but for whatever reason under boxes it does. I don't know. So it's totally your call whether you white out lines or not, but I am just going to add some lines to these boxes here, and I've been liking the look of it not going completely to the edge, and with these stencils for the Happy Planner, they fit the classic boxes pretty much perfectly, but I don't really like the look of it going from one side to the other, so I'm trying to do it where I kind of stop just before the edge of the line, which I just like the look of it a little bit better, so that's why I'm going a little bit slower on these, because if I go really fast, then I'll go right over to the edge of the line. So anyways, so I'm just adding some lines, and these will just be my list for to-dos, or either a gratitude list, a to-do list, a Christmas list, whatever I have going on. I don't know about anybody else, but I definitely do not have all my Christmas shopping done, so that is one of my missions this weekend, is to get that completed, hopefully. So I'm just going to add in a couple of finishing touches to any gaps, like I need something in that spot and covering up that monthly box. If it's not on a monthly spread, it really bugs me, the ones that have the corners cut out. So I will just try to add something over that. But I'm going to finish using these little present boxes that were next to the Christmas tree that I cut off. So I'm just going to fill those in this gap here. But I was cut off the edge so it's a straight line like everything else is on this side. And I think that looks good. And then I'm going to, I think, add this little bow here. But since I don't like that, since it's a clear sticker that you can see the gold line through it, I am going to try to cut off the little gold section here. So I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife to cut the line here and just in this little corner, so then it will look a little less, I don't know, obvious that it was a monthly box underneath it since it is a clear sticker. So once I cut that out, then I can just add the bow right there. And then it just kind of looks like it was part of the box instead of seeing the line underneath it. So, and then I'm just going to go over it with my little spatula here to get out any air bubbles, smooth them down. And this just makes it look a little more seamless on the page. It's just totally personal preference whether you like to do that or not. I think that is going to about wrap up this video, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, keep dreaming, keep planning, and keep showing up for you. Bye!